Okay, let's unpack this. So many of us love the idea of bringing that warmth, the storytelling of traditional Indian decor into our homes. But well, how do you actually do that without making your sleek, modern space feel, I don't know, like a museum, or worse, just cluttered?
Yeah.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, exploring the art of blending traditional Indian home decor with modern design. Our mission, drawing from Indian home decor traditions meet modern fusion, is really to pull out the key nuggets to
Right.
help you understand how this beautiful fusion works and maybe how you can apply it in your own space. Creating rooms that feel both timeless and totally on trend.
Yeah, and I think one of the really intriguing things about this fusion is why it connects with people so deeply.
Yeah.
It's not just about how it looks, right? It taps into this rich cultural storytelling through the design itself.
Storytelling, okay.
Exactly. And the unique appeal, I think, lies in how that traditional Indian craftsmanship, all the detail, can really complement clean modern lines. It adds depth, warmth, but without overwhelming things, even if you have a really minimalist space.
Right, so it's not about completely changing everything.
No, not at all. The real aha moment, and what we'll dig into, is that it's not about like a wholesale adoption of one style. It's much more about finding that perfect balance, that sweet spot where, ornate tradition and sleek modernity don't actually clash. They kind of enhance each other. So yeah, we'll break down the foundational elements and look at specific ways you can integrate them.
Okay, you mentioned this fusion being about rich cultural storytelling. That sounds lovely, but
Yeah.
well, for someone worried about that museum feel, how does the source suggest we integrate those stories subtly, so they don't feel like some kind of forced historical display?
That's a really crucial point. A key insight we pulled from the material is that Indian design, well, at its heart, it celebrates connection, meaning,
Hmm.
through pretty much every element. And yeah, each region in India definitely has its own distinct style, sure, but they often share common themes like vibrant colors, really intricate details, and truly meaningful craftsmanship.
So these aren't just pretty objects.
Exactly. They carry history, symbolism.
Mm.
When we talk specifics, we're looking at things like hand-woven fabrics, khadi, that lovely rustic hand-spun cotton,
Mm.
or ikat, where the threads are tie-dyed before weaving, creating those beautiful kind of blurred patterns. And silk, of course, luxurious silk.
Mm.
Then you've got the patterns, mandalas, paisley, sometimes called botte,
Mm.
and various geometric designs, all with spiritual or cultural significance behind them. And we can't forget the heritage pieces, maybe small brass items, beautifully carved wooden boxes, traditional dayas, those little oil lamps. They bring such authentic character. So the core advice from our source, really, is that the power of this Indian fusion lies not in quantity, but in the intentionality. Just one well-chosen piece can make a huge difference. So the pro tip isn't just start small, it's more like start meaningfully. Let one exquisite piece really breathe and tell its story within that modern setting.
Right, starting meaningfully. So if someone's just, dipping their toes into this fusion, where's the most impactful place to start? But still approachable, my guess would probably be textiles.
Absolutely. Textiles are, yeah, often the easiest and honestly the most transformative entry point. Just the sheer contrast between, say, a richly patterned fabric and clean modern furniture,
Hmm.
it creates an immediately interesting visual dynamic. Like you said, imagine a block printed cushion completely transforming a plain gray sofa. Instant lift.
Yeah, I can see that.
The key, though, as our source points out, isn't just thoughtful placement. It's also about understanding the dialogue these pieces create. You're probably not looking to cover every single surface with pattern, right? Strategic touches tend to work best in contemporary spaces. They create these little focal points that draw the eye.
That makes perfect sense. So, okay, beyond just cushions, what are some other standout textile applications the source highlights?
Well, for example, you could place maybe some jewel-toned silk pillows against neutral linen upholstery. That contrast is beautiful, instantly elevates the whole feel. Or a hand-woven durry that's a type of flat-woven rug, often reversible and really durable. Or maybe a vintage kilim, which is similar. Putting one of those down can instantly ground a room. As significant cultural depth, a sense of history right there on the floor.
Grounding the room, I like that.
And don't overlook sheer textiles either. Things like light cotton or organza curtains, they filter sunlight so beautifully. Plus, they add this subtle texture without being heavy. The technique here really is about layering different textures. Think rough with smooth or maybe matte with shiny. It creates dimension without overwhelming the space. And this focus on natural layered textures, by the way, makes it particularly compatible with a lot of the natural texture trends we're seeing in modern design right now anyway.
Okay, so textiles give us that incredible visual richness. Then our attention often turns to the more foundational pieces, right? And in Indian design, that brings us straight to the truly remarkable world of its traditional woodwork.
Oh, absolutely. And what's fascinating here is just the sheer artistry and heritage embedded in these pieces. The craftsmanship in traditional Indian furniture, it really tells stories through those intricate hand-carved details. And when these heritage pieces are paired with modern elements, the contrast creates spaces with both soul and, well, undeniable style.
Full in style, yeah.
Our source gives a great example. Think of a carved side table becoming an instant conversation starter when you pair it with a really minimalist lamp. It's about that dedication to detail, patterns passed down through generations. It makes each piece unique. These are definitely not mass-produced items. They carry the mark of human hands, of history.
That distinction feels really important. So what should we look for to make sure we're getting that authentic character?
Good question. When you're selecting, try to look for traditional materials like teak, rosewood, and mango wood. Teak, for instance, isn't just incredibly durable. Its natural oils give it this beautiful, deepening patina over time. It's like a living quality that really enhances a room's character. Rosewood offers those rich, dark tones, and mango wood often has these beautiful grain variations.
So how do you balance something ornate like that?
Well, for that balancing act, you might pair, say, an ornately carved console table with a sleek, maybe frameless mirror above it. That creates harmony, allows each element its moment to shine. And another notable element are jalali screens, those beautifully perforated wooden or sometimes stone screens. They work wonderfully as room dividers or even just as wall art. They play with light and shadow in such a unique way.
Oh, jolly screens, yes.
The general advice is to choose maybe just one or two statement wooden pieces per room. That way you avoid any visual competition, letting them truly become focal points. Plus, the tactile nature of these elements, it invites touch, exploration. It enriches the room's feel beyond just what you see.
Right, that tactile quality. Okay, and, well, what would Indian decor be without its signature vibrancy? This brings us to the really exciting part, the interplay of color and pattern, where things start to get really dynamic.
hmm Which raises an important question. How bold can you actually be with this? The traditional Indian palette includes these incredibly rich jewel tones, think indigo, emerald green, marigold yellow, deep crimson. They can transform a neutral room instantly. But the secret to using these colors effectively in a modern home is, well, again, it's balance.
Balance again, not painting everything saffron yellow then.
Huh, probably not. Our source emphasizes that you're maybe introducing these shades through textiles, artwork, decorative objects, but setting them against neutral backgrounds. This allows those vibrant elements to truly pop without overwhelming the space. For a really focused impact, you could consider using maybe block-printed wallpaper or even stencils, but just on a single feature wall.
Okay, a feature wall. And what about mixing patterns? That can feel tricky.
It can, but there are ways. You can combine different scale patterns, like large florals maybe, with small geometrics. It adds depth without creating chaos.
The core advice here is generally to keep your larger furniture pieces sofa, armchairs in neutral tones. That really allows those Indian-inspired patterns and colors to stand out properly. And look, if you're nervous about it, just start with smaller accents. A cushion, a vase, a throw, gradually build your confidence. Even small touches of vibrant patterns can make a significant impact in a minimalist setting.
Small touches build confidence.
Got it. And beyond that visual feast of color, the source also highlights how lighting plays a really crucial role in creating atmosphere.
Indeed. What truly stands out from our research is how lighting in traditional Indian home decor is often designed to create this really warm, intimate atmosphere. It transforms spaces, it tends to move away from harsh overhead lighting, preferring multiple light sources, often at different heights. That creates a much more layered, flattering glow.
Ah, so layers of light.
Exactly. And here's where those metallic accents really come in. Just replacing standard lamps with brass ones, for example, can dramatically change a living room's evening ambiance. Adds richness and this beautiful warm reflection.
So it's not just about the light itself, but the vessel holding it.
Precisely. What's intriguing here is how metallic elements, brass, bronze lamps, lanterns, candle holders, bring that authentic charm and that warm reflection. You could also look for modern pendants that incorporate traditional Indian-inspired details, maybe cutwork or filigree, that elegantly blends the old and new.
Okay, like modern shapes with traditional details.
Yeah. And for mixing materials, you could pair traditional clay dias with sleek metal or maybe glass holders. Creates a kind of eclectic evening setup. And for the best effect, Definitely use warm-toned LED bulbs. Think around 2700K to 3000K.
Mm-hmm.
That's that inviting, soft, yellowish light. It's perfect for highlighting rich textures and colors. This layered lighting approach, especially with multiple small sources, really emphasizes intricate patterns in rugs and textiles. It can transform the feel of the room for special occasions, or frankly, just for a cozy night in.
That sounds lovely. Now, finding authentic Indian home decor, it seems to have become much easier these days, which is fantastic. But beyond just finding it, what's the key to ensuring you're getting genuine craftsmanship, not just, an imitation?
That's a crucial point, especially for a true deep dive like this. For sourcing, yeah, platforms like Etsy are great. They allow you to connect directly with Indian artisans for all sorts of things, block printed textiles, hand painted pottery. But here's the crucial deep dive insight, I think. Look for artisans who actually detail their process. Maybe they mention using natural dyes or specific regional techniques, or even the story behind the craft itself. This level of transparency, as our source advises, is probably your strongest indicator of genuine craftsmanship over just an imitation.
Transparency from the artisan,
Yeah.
though.
And there are sites like Japor, which specializes in contemporary products inspired by traditional crafts, or Craftsvilla, offering a wide range of authentic goods from various regions. Even some larger retailers, like West Elm, for instance, sometimes have collaborations that blend traditional techniques with modern design sensibilities. And hey, don't overlook local estate sales or vintage shops. You can sometimes discover incredible hand-carved pieces there, maybe for a fraction of their original value.
Right. So it's not just shopping, it's almost like a treasure hunt for history. I can already imagine the stories a piece like that would tell.
Wow.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today. But I think the core idea behind this Indian modern fusion is its enduring popularity, really,
Mm.
and its adaptability. It works across different design styles. It truly works whether you live in, I don't know, a sleek downtown loft or a cozy suburban house.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And the real value seems to be in that thoughtful integration, doesn't it? Not needing a full redesign. Start with textiles, maybe add one special wooden piece, incorporate some of those metallic accents, and just let the vibrant use of color and light transform your space. These elements really seem to bring warmth, character, and story to pretty much any space.
Yeah, and stepping back for a second, the broader implication of this whole discussion, I think, is that our living spaces really should reflect more than just current trends. They should reflect those deeper cultural connections, personal meaning. The ultimate goal, really, is creating rooms that feel both grounded and fresh. Spaces that truly welcome, comfort, and maybe even inspire everyone who enters them. It's about more than just what looks good. It's about how it feels and the narrative it weaves around you.
So, thinking about that narrative, what does this all mean for you listening right now? Maybe consider this. How might incorporating even one small element, perhaps a hand-carved picture frame holding a cherished memory, or just one block-printed cushion that brings a splash of vibrant history, how might that transform not just the look of your space, but the feeling, the story it tells about you? It's really about making your home a reflection of your unique journey, isn't it? Grounded in global traditions, perhaps, yet perfectly suited for modern living, something to think about.